here is my story of how I got started into wholesaling real estate. Hope you guys enjoy. So this might be kind of a long video, but hopefully I'm able to share with you my journey into owning a wholesale real estate company that I have now called RocketOffr, and also getting into entrepreneurship itself. So hopefully you enjoy this content and you are able to see that if I can do it, you can do it as well. And so let's just go right into the story. So I've always wanted to get into entrepreneurship. I love solving problems. I always knew that I wanted something that was my own and that I could put 110% of my efforts in, and I could see the output of it as well. This is something that I've always wanted, and since college I started a bunch of different businesses. Some did decently well, some just failed miserably. I started an app, which was one of the ones that failed miserably, just because I didn't have the engineers, or I didn't have the capital to fund this app. And I was a freshman in college and we just couldn't make it happen. We also tried starting a clothing store as well, which didn't go according to plan, but all of these failures led to some successes. So I started a dropshipping store in the e-commerce industry, and I was able to do about $60,000 in 3 to 4 months. And although that was going somewhat well, it was really tough to continue just because it was such a volatile industry. Some months would be great. I could be doing $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 that month. But then other months would be maybe $1,000 or $2,000. And then you also need to take in account the ad spend that you're spending. So that takes a bulk of your profits. And so, I dabbled with a lot of business ideas, Amazon FBA, eBay as well in college, and I tried everything. And nothing was picking up as quick as I wanted to. So after graduating college at Loyola Marymount University, I started at a company called Hyperloop Transportation Technologies. I love the people there, I love the vision, and I still do to this day. I never would have left it if I didn't have this burning desire to have my own company and to start this venture. But while I was at this company, I was able to still have some time after work where I would dabble into other projects. So, I still try to do some other drop shipping stores. I tried to start doing affiliate marketing. That didn't pan out too well as well. And then I stumbled into wholesaling real estate. And when we began this, it picked up a lot quicker than any other business models, and that's when I knew, okay, we have something here. And so the way it really started was my roommate Antoine Martel. He has a company called Martel Turnkey, and he does about 120 flips a year. And we're talking about business, and he mentioned that one of the biggest problems that he was having in his business was finding deals. And so we looked into wholesaling real estate, and when I looked into wholesaling real estate, I was like, wow, this is something that we could definitely try out. And so we said, why not try this wholesale real estate, see how this goes? And what we did was we looked at the investors and we said, okay, let's see what the criteria that they're looking at are, and we can go ahead and find properties for them. So we looked at what zip codes that the investors were looking at, what the rehab budget they're looking at, what's the ARV of these zip codes, and we compiled all this data. And Evan, one of our partners who's a software engineer, he pretty much came up with a system that is able to spit out an offer to home buyers based on all this information that we got from these home owners. And we were able to go ahead and place an offer based on that number and based on all the information that the investors gave us. And we saw a lot of successful wholesalers do very, very well. And we wanted to see where we can add even more value to the investors as well. And so we saw a lot of investors were out-of-state investors from places like LA, San Francisco, New York City, Chicago. And it's because it's really hard to invest in those areas. It's really, really expensive. And these out-of-state investors want a new market that they can invest in that's a lot more affordable. And so because they are out of state, a lot of them don't have boots on the ground. And so we said, hey, why not introduce them to property management companies, insurance companies, even lenders if we do financing, and why not introduce them to, you know, even contractors as well, so they have the boots on the ground. And that's exactly what we do, and I think that has helped us differentiate ourselves from a lot of other wholesalers. And we've recently started to do inspections on each property, so the investors know exactly what needs to be worked on in the property. They know the ins and outs of everything. And so, or my philosophy too is making sure that we are transparent as possible, and we give the most value as we possibly can to investors, so that they can go ahead and make a decision much easier. And so this is kind of the whole story of how I got started into wholesale real estate. It wasn't like, I woke up one day and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a real estate investor. It was a series of me trying a lot of different things and figuring out, oh, this is an industry that I can definitely add value in, and I know exactly how to do it. So that's how I tackled it. And from there, we're continuing to scale month over month and hoping to be in a lot more markets very soon. And so that's a quick story of how I got into wholesaling real estate and how I built this company with two of my partners. And I hope to continue documenting the journey and showing you guys what goes on in our business, what we've been up to, and how we operate everything. So hopefully this was kind of entertaining. I don't know if it was too long or whatnot, but hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.